What's up, YouTubers? I want to talk with you a little bit about Noah's Ark and my thoughts on the ancient story of the flood, the deluge of Noah. So when I was in college at Bethlehem Northwestern, I loved reading this book, the Bible. And in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 6 through around Genesis chapter 10, it gives you the description of the account of Noah's Ark and the flood of God that destroyed all the wickedness of the old earth. So, what do we think? What are our thoughts on a man who was 600 years old at the time when God came to him to build this great ark, living to be 950 years old? If people lived to be 950 years old, there was something in the Earth's atmosphere that had to have been different than it currently is now, because people only live to be about 120 years old now at their max length. So for Noah to be 600 years old and able to still build an ark with his three sons that were probably, 400 and 400 years old, maybe 500 years old, somewhere around there when they were building the ark with their dad. He must have been a man in his 60s, if you give or take like ages, you know what I mean? Like still able to function, but maybe not able to function as well as he used to, maybe in his 50s or 40s. I mean, if you take half-lives of people, like if 950 years old is how old he was, and for the last 200 he looked like a grandpa, or maybe 300, then you kind of get this like, okay, well, how old was old to them? Because I'm starting to feel old at 31, but I still look like I'm in my 30s or my 20s. If I was 300, would I still be in my 30s? If I was 400, would I be like in my 40s? If I was 500, would I be in my 50s? If I was 600, would I be in my 60s? 700, 70s, 800, 80s, 900, 90s? That to me makes sense. Each decade you go up is about 100 years, apparently from the ancient way of living. The oldest man to ever live was Methuselah, who was 969 years old, according to this book. That was a grandpa, I think, to Noah. So it's very interesting. He died apparently during the flood or just before it.